Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day of the Elite 16 Scrims, and this is going to be the quarterfinals for you. We'll get the four semifinalists tonight, who will be finding it out in the BO3 semifinals tomorrow, and we are already into the second game for tonight, the second quarterfinals, which is going to be between Team Mystic versus NEXUS. And onto the casting list, this is Pizarra alongside Debbie.
Yep, we are excited to see this because our best of one series is not an easy feat most of the time. The best of the best teams usually gets knocked away because it is a best of one cursed, and usually you'll be able to find your final footing with just one game. And now both of the teams that we have been knowing, it's NEXUS and Mystic Esports, and I think they pretty much have a good strength in everything that they play right now, especially into the draft. Meanwhile, for Mystic, I'm pretty sure they are known for this different kind of combination that they usually bring it out. But let's see how the draft will be looking like, because NEXUS, they banned away the Leomar first one at that.
I think that's, one of those comfort hero target bans for the side of Mystic Esports. And NEXUS just knows that they do not want to take risks, and they just want to do not give the comfort to the side of Mystic Esports. Mystic, meanwhile, they're going to be sticking to that Grog ban and quite possibly the Lucian up next, which is just a standard blue side ban, I believe. Oh, sorry, red side. Yeah.
I pretty much understand that the Grog always going to have to be removed right now, because even if you can play the Khalid, it's kind of annoying because it kind of always mirrors out where the jungle botting is going to be. So very understandable that they have to ban it away, especially when you are on the red side. So Mystic Esports, they banned away the carry as well. This carry is a very good carry into the later part of the game, and you do not really want to let go of it, but the cloud is still available for grass for NEXUS if they don't ban it. So Jushin, Hilda taken away. These are the two massive carry into the mid lane side, especially into the early stages of the game, and I think this is also the reason why they have to remove it away. So Mystic, the Freya is left open, so they could ban it here.
Exactly so. That is one of the better ban choices into this draft, since NEXUS have taken out the Jushin themselves. So definitely a Freya is a very good choice here. Maybe just the Yisunshin can compete to that, but Freya is definitely the best choice to be banning it out, because you do not want to meet a Freya into the goal lane. There's simply so less number of counters, and even a carry has been taken out, so you just don't want to risk it anyways. And definitely NEXUS loves their Freya pick on towards the goal, but hey, Mystic is going to take away the Farsa, quite possibly a lesson they learned by watching yesterday's gameplay coming in from NEXUS. But as we speak, there we go. That's a Freya first pick.
I thought that this could have been a Freya ban for Mystic, man, but hey, I feel like they're kind of ready to roll and rumble with this Freya here too. But then again, they are the one actually banning away the carry here. So against the Freya, you might want to play out such heroes as the CC or even an Esmeralda for toning it down, not a counter, because it got a seal, but you cannot really solo kill a Freya. But the CC kind of provides a lot of ways in here. But hey, they wanna go and pick away the Panda. So a Kai first pick. Usually this is a pocket pick most of the time. But then again, the Yuzong kind of works here. So this is gonna be a must-win lane for this side of Mystic SB, especially into the XP lane. Still, the Akai should be a flex, right? It can go into the jungle and the roam.
That's what the guy can be a very good flex here. We'll see what they are very comfortable with. NEXUS, meanwhile, they've taken out the Yisunshin. Meat loves that hero, but oh, wait a minute. That's gonna be a Guinevere roam, I believe, because the Freya is obviously going in towards the gold lane. Yisunshin to the jungle, so Winnie roam against an Akai. That's a little interesting, I would say.
Yeah.
If it works out, then it's actually a pretty good thing for them. They could go in for the Lunox along with this, or maybe just try and secure something like the Bikini, which I see is very comfortable with.
So I think this kind of looks solid, because now NEXUS have a good lineup here. Freya can gold, Yishin can jungle, Guinevere can roam, and there we go. They picked out the Elise again. Last time we see Mystic SP, they played the Elise in the mid lane side. So, this time around it can really happen again, and I'm not complaining about it because you do not really want to give away the Elise when you have a Yuzhong. So it's kind of a direct answer to that. But very weird enough, Mystic, they banned away the Claude here, pretty much thinking that maybe the Freya is untellable. It could also go into the XP or the jungle, no matter where the situation is gonna be. So big flexes coming through, but they better not take their chances, so they have to bend it away. Now Nexus though, what are the heroes that they should be banning? Because still, at least Akai is still a flex, so they should remove something though. CC?
Exactly. So, I mean, the CC, not that necessary, I would say. With the Freya and the Yasushi on board, they should more tend to take out the mages. But yesterday, I think it was Mystic themselves who played the Alice on the mid lane. So the mage bans here will be of what in the world is an Alice ban? Okay, I'm just gonna seal my lips right there. But Mystic, they will be taking out the Claude and the Ixia. That's valid and done for. Ixia wasn't necessary. The Granger would have been a better choice. The Claude also wasn't necessary because it's a Freya gold. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's what.
if you wanna ban out the marksman, then Claude is a decent choice. Ixia is somewhat okay.
Somewhat okay, but not predictable. That's what I would say. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I'm pretty sure that Mystic they could have left the marksman bench here, but hey, they do not really want to take the chances because still it's a quarterfinals and you will not know what you'll be getting here. I'm pretty sure they will be up to date with the drafting as well because this doesn't look like an up to date draft, but they will come out with something here right now. So Mystic, what is the choice? So this is gonna be a Brody now into the gold lane. This kind of looks like the similar draft that they played yesterday, so I'm not complaining. They went it with that too. But Nexus now though, what are they left with? Mates, right? Zetan still available? Martis?
Yep. Hey? Martis. And the Kagura, okay, but who's going to be melting the Alice though when she ulted? I mean, the Kagura does have damage from the umbrella, but end of the day, she's a burst type of mate, so they're going to have to play around the Yisunshin and the Freya much, much more than they would have wanted to initially. The Kimmy would have been a better choice. It's just personal opinion, but the Guinevere, I feel like they just wanted that combo and burst, and then the March's decimation. Works out for them, honestly. While Mystic Esports, they'll be locking in onto a Brody. So it is definitely an Alice onto the mid lane, Akai roam, Yuzhong, EXP, and Joy in the jungle. So that's one very interesting draft coming in from them. But Nexus, textbook wise, of course, they've got the better ones. But can the Alice comfort pick turn things around?
Yeah, this is a draft that I'm not really used to, but it is a refreshing draft, I would say, but definitely good enough for both of the teams right now. I'm pretty sure they can pull something out because we talked about it. It is a best of one series and you do not really have a second chance. Best of threes, you usually go for an experimental draft, go for the meta, the next, and try to win it out and go for the tryouts. But hey, in this scenario, it is one chance. One chance, it's all they get. And I would like to think that maybe into the second time around, the Elise into the mid lane side might work again.
Exactly. So, and welcome to the land of down ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be game number 2 in the quarterfinals. Next on Mystic Esports will be batting it out head on for a spot into the semi-finals. And whoever wins here gets a straight ticket to winning the Scrims. Oh my god. And now both the teams are going in for stations, and we wouldn't be seeing much of the action for a while.
So let's see though how the world who rolls out for them into this best of one series Nexus. they're kind of, very comfortable with playing the Yi Xianxun most of the time, especially into the jungle, into the hands of mid here. So they might eventually be able to go for the scaling potential and have a good farm. But interesting enough, into the mid lane side, just because of the pick of Seth IC's Kagura, I'm pretty sure they at least will be having the better time here with the clearance as well as the tankiness. It is going to be an entire burst hero as well. So Mystic Esports, they can try to use this and get it out with the damages.
Yep, we'll have to see how it works out for the side of Mystic though. They do have like a comfort based draw, but end of the day they lack a bit of that value damage towards the early game unless the Joy gets a proper ultimate onto at least two people with her electrifying beats. But until then, Nexus is definitely going to be able to zone people out. Then because that's the electrifying beats we were talking about, March is definitely immune to it, so the turtle is not going to be seeing any kind of contest coming in from the side of Mr. Esports. So decimation will be used up as well. So that's an
Wow.
first blood for the side of Nexus. And now the Black Dragon is going to be charging in. Super Jesus will be caught out a little bit in the middle of a few people. Kagura gets the ultimate onto the Joy, who's forced to back off far away. And the turtle will be easily secured by the side of Team Nexus, giving them a major lead. But hey, that's a lot of aggression we are getting to see here. And is the winner going to be going in for the ult? No.
Kind of waiting it out a bit here so that they will be able to get a perfect targeting too. But now that they have the first turtle for Nexus, especially when it is a Yi Xianxun they are playing with, it's definitely going to be in favor for them, a big favor. Almost a 1k goal lead is what they have. They might eventually want to focus a bit onto the goal as well, because Brody is kind of vulnerable position here. He is going to have to flicker away. HP the greatest. He was on the Moscow last time we have seen him, but this time around it's on the Brody, a much more aggressive hero, so I'm pretty sure he'll be able to do something out here. But then onto the other side for Jesco, he's giving out a reason of where the rotation of next country will be starting from, so that they will be able to have a good rotation. Look at the jump.
Yep, it's going to be a Violet Requiem and a Mal Shocker onto the Akai, but he makes it out back alive even without the heavy spin. Good usage of the flicker, electrifying beats is going to come in, but Mead gets taken down by the Yuzhong, and Nax is going to get a kill onto Mikey right away, while HP, he comes in and takes away a kill onto his name.
That is going to be a perfect targeting coming through from Yagami yet again onto the Elise. That is a mid lane Elise wide away. And he was able to get out onto this initiation too, and perfect jump. But they weren't able to capitalize onto that because of the seal coming through from the Akai. He's always going to be able to walk away with the death that he have right now, and extra shielding too. And this initiation coming through, mid was caught in a position where he cannot really walk away. Next just had to grab onto that kill as well. That's going to be a kill onto the hands of the jungle too, and that's in favor for the side of Mystic Esports right now. The jump not going to be landing just yet. Brody, HP the greatest, he doesn't really have the flicker right now, so they can kind of engage on him, but you got to be sure where the opponents are though.
That's what it's gonna be, another electrifying beast coming in though, and the Kagura does get a good ultimate. Gonna be, I guess, it's only two people, so that's amazing. Violet Requiem coming in, but the Alice will be getting the Throne of Ruin onto them, and that's quite a lot of damage they'll have to take. So far, 2-4-0 trade into their favor, but Super Jesus is gonna come in. That's a triple decimation, and that's the power of the Mortis into your hands. That's why you do not linger on to these fights. Nexus claiming the domination in the game back into their hands.
They let go a bit onto the early part of the game where they were trying to fight into the mid part here, but now they are getting back all the momentum here. The sets coming through, the outplay coming in from IC as well onto next country. He cannot really do anything about it. The Joy dies and everyone cannot really go for the engage because he is the marine damage stealer. Even with the sets, I don't think it's gonna be very easy for the side of Mystic Esports, especially the Brody, to get that damage, because he kind of need one more item to have that damage that he wants. Especially BOD could have been very necessary too right there. But hey, Sky Piercer already triggered a lot of time into the hands of Super Jesus. 5 kills already. So this guy, he have 40 stacks onto the Sky Piercer, and that is definitely not a good sign for Mystic Esports right now.
Exactly so. And right now, the Martis is definitely one of the most farmed heroes into this game, along with quite possibly the Kagura or the Freya, I believe. The Brody also has a decent amount of farm, but he does not have the space he needs to go in for those fights, to actually get his stacks for the Tone Apart memory to take its damage on. So he will be needing to like have some time into his name for a while now. But look at that, another Violet Requiem is gonna come in along with the Mountain Chakra, and Joy is gonna fall right away. The dragon will be used up by him, but will he commit is the question. He doesn't. He knows that he's in a lot of risk here, and he will definitely. Oh no, what Mikey? Mikey is going to be in a lot of danger here. Brody definitely has the farm, should be able to get the
Oh,
kill, but no. Oh, Mikey manages to stay alive
oh.
from the shield despite everything. And again onto the bot side, quite a lot of pressure being created towards the side of Nexus, but they managed to find the turret anyway, and Mystic Esports so far at a pretty big loss.
That I would say that the heavy spin was perfect onto the target, but then again, when you do not really have the reason of where the multi is going to be, you cannot really go for the damage. You cannot really target onto him, and I think that kind of put Mystic Esports in a very very bad situation here. The turtle is already up again. Meat is on to it. He'll be able to get out the farms too, and the fact that he's still very freely farming without getting taken down after that first 3 minutes of the game will definitely work in favor for him right now. And when you have a Kagura, especially into the early part of the game, and C is very farmed, that is a very great damage right now. Flicker for HP the greatest. He might be ganked upon though. Oh.
He's definitely getting ganked upon, but he knows the danger he's in right now, and maybe a little bit of, internal strife between these players. They know they want to go in for the banter and recalls and taunts, and that's exactly what they're doing here. It looks pretty funny to us, but maybe on the inside they're like, dude, don't let that guy escape. I'm gonna catch him. That's gonna be Violet Requiem, and he actually manages to catch with HP the greatest. Stays alive. Flicker and Ultimate coming in from the Kagura gets a killing spree onto the Akai, and Freya will be able to secure a double onto Yagami as well as HP the Greatest. That's going to be the Esports almost turning over the tides into the team fight, but then Nexus obviously being just Nexus throughout.
This could have been handled quite differently here, because if Mystic Esports was a little bit patient on trying to wait out onto their resources to be available, or the resources of Nexus to be wasted upon, they could have turned the tide around, because there were so many dive coming through from a Brody who kind of have a bit of a dash that is an abyssal strike that he have right there. But unfortunately for them, the execution part lacked out a little bit here, so this is actually going to be giving Nexus that full momentum. Interesting choice of build coming through for Mikey though. He's still onto the corrosion side, which means that he did not really want to go for the golden stuff. That is going to be enough with the slowdown that he have right now, and the war is coming through as well. He had a lot of damage, and he's going to be able to heal out more so than usual because of the spellbomb that is being provided for him too.
That's what, and there's gonna be another ultimate coming in from the Guinevere, and the Throne of Ruin was cancelled right in the middle of its animation. That's the power of a decimation coming in. End of the day, Lord of the Underworld is stronger than the Queen of Abyss, so we'll see how it works out for the side of Mystic Esports here. And now they are really struggling in terms of gold as well. 11,000 in the favor of Nexus. We saw 14,000 lead yesterday, and today, I think the second place holder is going to be this game. Kagura definitely going in for those TikTok combinations every single time she tries to go into the fight. So Alice kind of, came out with the first kill, which was not going to be the better of the decisions at all. His team's at a loss. He needs to stay alive. Flicker and Valid Requiem coming in from the Guinevere onto the back line, and that's going to be a kill being secured for the Joy. Yuzhong trying to chase the people away, but Godlike being secured by Super Jesus. Mega kill being stolen away by the Kaguras. Team Nexus wipe out 4 people. Brody trying to push the tier 2, but his entire base is quite open here, and Alice being the only one to defend along with the Brody.
This is the hey, that was a good TikTok coming through, but he does have the flicker for self IC, so that is definitely gonna be okay. The Stone of Runes trying to be used onto the minions here just for the clearance right now. Nexus are looking so good with the engages that they have been initiating so far, but they do kind of need the lore, even though they have cracked open 2 inhibitors. They need that lore to try to end it onto the last part of these Nexus here right now. But I would love to say that the Brody pick didn't really work well for the side of Mystic Esports. HP the greatest, on a Brody, you might want to have that early game. You want to get out of the lane as fast as possible, get your items in. He's forced to pick out onto the Rose Gold as well, which is not really recommended if you are going to be the main source of damage still here. But it's kind of needed here because he's always going to be getting bursted upon if he gets caught most of the time with the umbrella again and again. And that kind of put him in a position where he has to be very, very careful. He has to play into the behind. And now that the lore is coming through, a lot of green lights coming in for the side of Nexus though.
Going to be it. Another round of Riven comes in with the decimation. Again, lands right on point, but the Guinevere with an amazing setup onto the base. The heavy spin is going to be coming in as well, but the Freya and the Martyrs diving straight into the base to get those kills for themselves. Man, the Shocker on the base like is going to do something, but that's going to be Nexus getting a one-handed victory all for themselves, and they will be taking their spot onto the semi-finals.
Oh man, that was amazing, clean sweep coming through. I would say that the Martis pick was really in favor for the side of Nexus here. This is kind of becoming a trend right now, I would say, and you know who to blame. Anyway, the Martis is quite a good pick here. We cannot really talk about it in the draft at that time, but against the Yuzhong, the Martis does well when the skills are similar, when the micros of the players are up to the same level. That's where you want to play the Martis, especially against the Yuzhong, and it kind of works out here. You can see though, Mystic Esports, they cannot really do anything. The rotation coming through from Super Jesus was amazingly well done here. He got triple kill. That was already a bad decision enough for the side of Mystic Esports here. From then on, they don't have enough damage or enough crowd control to try to save any of their members. Even though they have a good dive, they don't have that damage. 3 turtle ticks for the hands of Meat as well. He was already so ahead onto the goal.
Absolutely so, and they were kind of just all over the map for the entire duration of the game, and that Alice mid lane pick along with the Joy and the Akai just didn't work out for the side of Mystic Esports. Had those been slightly different picks and maybe the EXP pick was a little different, it could have worked out perfectly well for them. But maybe next time they'll improve and they'll come back with a better draw. But for today, Nexus is our second semi-finalist. We'll be seeing them tomorrow. But for now, this is going to be game number 2, Debbie, and we'll be back with game 3 very